Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Formula 1 2019 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to the Belgian Grand Prix and we actually had some driver transfers coming into this one. Lando Norris was replaced by our rival of Devin Butler, and Kevin Magnussen came in to replace Butler at Renault. So now we come through though straight to our qualifying attempt. We made it to Q3 again with a really good lap actually. I was surprised by how good it was as we would come through to cross the line, briefly go P6. We would come through obviously to the pit lane and sim the rest of the session, and we end up going P7 here for the Belgian Grand Prix. So we'll see what we can do here at Spa.
Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 meters of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix, and we're just discussing the new driver lineup. Now, let's start with the obvious topic, Devin Butler. They've just moved to McLaren. How do you think they'll get on?
Well, I think this came as something of a surprise to most of us, but it could end up being a bit of a coup for the team. Getting a driver with experience higher up in the field might just be the boost they need, and I'm sure they'll be a big asset as the team continues to develop their car.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Faber, the Rainmaster, Perez, Butler and Pierre Gasly, Sainz, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo and Grosjean, Albon, Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, remember to brake early for turn 1, as the pack's going to bunch up. There's plenty of runoff if things get too close.
Brake early for turn 1, says Jeff now, as we are getting ready to start the Belgian Grand Prix here at Spa. From the 7th starting position, like I said, you notice the driver changes. They talked about it there in the pre-race show with Butler and Magnussen. Norris out of his seat. We don't know if he's going to be back or not. I'm sure he will be at least next season back in the car, I would hope. Norris was one of the top contenders against us in the points, and now here he is out of the ride here in Formula 1 now as we come through up on the grid. Behind us there's Devin Butler and his new ride, our rival as well now, as we get ready to go green here for the Belgian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are on the front row now as we're ready to go green. As 5 red lights and his lights out. We are underway here at Spa. It's a solid start for Hamilton as he leads the way down towards turns 1, already clear of Valtteri Bottas as we come through the first corner. Bottas at 2nd and 3rd. It's a Red Bull and a Ferrari battling it out now as we head down the straightaway. There you see Charles Leclerc in the 5th position as we head down in towards Eau Rouge, and we're going to go up through Radion now as we sit behind our Formula 2 teammate of Lucas Weber as we head up down the straightaway now. Leclerc and Max Verstappen are going to battle it out up ahead just in front of Lucas Weber, who's doing a great job this season now as he had a great qualifying effort, and he is staying up there with the two drivers of Leclerc and Verstappen battling it out now as you come through down into the right-hander behind us. Butler starting to close in as we're right on the gearbox now with Lucas Weber as we go down towards the carousel. Hamilton still leads the way over Valtteri Bottas. They're actually side by side though for the lead now as they go down into the left-hander, but Hamilton gets the edge as they go down the straightaway. So the two Mercedes drivers battling it out at the moment for the lead position as we came through towards the later half of the first lap. We had actually lost connection with Weber. Now Butler was all over my gearbox trying to put the pressure on me as we head down towards the final few corners here at Spa, down towards the penultimate corner, holding him off at least for this moment there as we go a little bit deep into the penultimate corner, down through the final corner now on the exit, right up close again to Weber as we would cross the line. Now as we came through on lap 2, you see we have some issues behind us. Our teammate actually of Roman Grosjean, who had a blown engine, so he retires from the Belgian Grand Prix here early on. Now it's come through on lap 3. We had lost connection to the guys up ahead as actually we had Devin Butler get to my right hand side and make a move for the position, so we drop down to P8 now. But we would be able to battle back now as we got the DRS on top of the hill down the straightaway, and we're going to pass Butler as we head down towards the next few corners. There you see behind us we got Gasly just behind Perez now, as Perez is going to stick it up the inside as we come through the left-hander, and we hold on to the position for the moment, but he is not going to give up the fight now as we're going to go side by side through the right-hander, almost getting into the grass now as he is going to continue this fight as we go down towards the carousel behind us. It's Gasly and Butler just waiting in line patiently as we come through on the exit of the carousel. Perez just about has a position now as we though take it back from him as he checks up a little bit now as Gasly is going to look to the left hand side of Perez as we go down into the left-hander. Perez trying to stay on my right side, but he can't make it happen as that was a great battle right there with a handful of drivers. Now as came through though on lap 5, we had actually been able to get away from that battle and continue to hold on to the 7th position. And Pierre Gasly, he would end up getting past Sergio Perez and take over that 8th position as we came through on lap 8 now. There you see Gasly, he had actually gotten right up to my gearbox as we head down the straightaway as he's about to get DRS, so no use in fighting him now as he looks to my right hand side. Gasly just blows right on past and takes over the 7th position now as we came through towards the end of lap 8. We're going to make our first and only pit stop of the Belgian Grand Prix now, hoping that we don't have any mistakes here as we head down towards the pit lane, getting slowed down just in time there as we are going to be putting on the hard tire here, and obviously like I said, this will be our first and only pit stop if we don't have any issues later on here in this Grand Prix. As we come into our pit box, they take off the soft and put on the hard tire now as we exit our pit box. And it certainly felt like we were actually lacking a bit of pace that we had in qualifying at this point here in Belgium, which was unfortunate there as we would exit behind Alexander Albon. We would actually run Albon down and get past him pretty easily. He was having a rough go at it early on here in Spa, so unfortunate for Albon there as we would come through now a lap or so later, or 2 laps later, passing all of these cars that had come to the pit lane. So now we move up into P14 and we would come around for another lap, as well as other drivers would once again be making their first and only pit stops of this Grand Prix as we come through passing all these cars in the pit lane. Once again now moving up into P10 behind Pierre Gasly. Butler, he was coming out behind me on the medium tire. All the cars behind me have medium tires, so they're on fresher tires and a softer tire. So as we came to lap 12, Butler had closed right up on me. Now as we have just 11 laps to go here in Belgium, Butler closing in quickly there as we briefly touch the grass as we come down the straightaway through the bend, trying to hold on to the position. He's certainly putting the pressure on me at the moment, but he does not make a move as we go down through the penultimate corner, down into the final corner. And Sergio Perez was also lurking behind, starting to actually close in on both myself and Devin Butler as we crossed the line, hitting 10 to go at that point as we went down into turns 1 here in the 8th position now as we passed, I think that was Kimi Räikkönen on the pit lane now, and as we came through a few laps later again on lap 14, Butler once again putting the pressure on as we head down the straightaway. This time though, he has DRS now, and Perez has a big run as well as we head down the straightaway. He's going to try and make it 3 wide as we go down towards the corner, so we back out of it and let them have at it now as they go side by side down through the right-hander and down into the left-hander now as we're just going to stay in behind this little battle as we come out of the corner, just about getting into the back of the gearbox of Sergio Perez. As we go down into the carousel, Butler very defensive there as he made a bit of a block on Perez. Very aggressive move by Butler, but it pays off for him now as we came through on lap 15 though. Perez battling back now as we close in on the back of Butler, looking to the left-hand side, almost getting into the back of him and destroying our wing as we fall in just behind him as Perez holds on to the 8th position now over Devin Butler. Certainly different to be battling with Butler as Renault has fallen off quite a bit. They're now the 2nd worst team in our career mode, so Butler, I guess, went to McLaren at the right time now as we would once again find these two battling it out with each other as we got to the back of Perez. I actually did lose a little bit of footage for some reason. We had gotten past Perez, but I couldn't find the footage where that was shown, but he had actually fallen off the pace. As you look in the left minimap, he had fallen off quite a bit now, but now we set our sights once again on Devin Butler. At this point, only 4 laps remain. We look to the right-hand side of Butler now as we head down towards the corner, making the move for the position and take over P8 from Butler as we head down through the left-hander. But as expected, he would battle back now as we came to the straightaway, the back straightaway here on lap 19. He looks to my left-hand side and takes over the position as we head down towards the final few corners, approaching just 3 to go at this point. Now as we look to the left-hand side now, as we go down into the penultimate corner, we go in a little bit too deep, and that allows Butler to stay clear, and we would be stuck behind him for the rest of these next couple laps now to come straight to the final lap here in the Belgian Grand Prix, down into the first corner. Just try to set Butler up here the best as possible as we sit P9 as we exit turn 1, but we know we're going to have DRS as we head down towards Eau Rouge. Now within range to get to Butler, we put it in an overtake as we come through Radian. Now as we head down the long straightaway for the final time here in the spot now as we got the DRS on Butler, we look to the right hand side as we're side by side, and we're going to take the position away from him and get clear for P8 once again as we head down into the right hander. We finished 8th many times here this season in our career so far now as we head through the right hand, and it looks like if we don't make any mistakes and hold them off on the straightaway, down the back straightaway, we will be definitely finishing here in P8 again here in Spa now as we exit the carousel ahead of Butler. No issues at all now as we're just trying to manage the ERS to make sure we have enough here for the last little bit of a lap to defend over Butler now as we head down through the left-hander. Lewis Hamilton, though, has once again dominated this race, and as he comes through the final corner, he is going to win again here in the Belgian Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas would come through to get second, and it would be Sebastian Vettel holding off Charles Leclerc, his teammate, for the final podium position. Here's around the back straightaway for the final time, though. Butler right on my gearbox. Maybe he is going to make a move. As we come through the left bend, we hold him off, and we have the ERS in high and feeling rich now. As we head down towards the penultimate corner, Butler surprisingly doesn't make a lunge down into the corner. So now we come through the final corner, and once again, we're going to come out of the final corner to finish in the 8th position now here in Belgium.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
A solid finish for us here in Belgium. Unfortunately, our teammate Roman Grosjean, the only DNF of the race. At least we beat our teammate, I guess. But there you see, obviously, the finishing order on your screen. There is Grosjean down in the last position as Albon just had an awful race in the Toro Rosso. I'm not sure what went wrong with that team, but now you see the standings on your screen. Lewis Hamilton has an 81-point lead over second place of Sebastian Vettel as we get overtaken by Lucas Weber in the points and drop to P8 as our teammate Grosjean still sits in the 10th position, as well as Haas still sits P5 in the constructors standings there. As you see, the rep goes up just a little bit for Ferrari, not as high as I wanted, but as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. In the next one, we go to the Italian Grand Prix, a very high-speed track, so we'll see how that one goes. Hopefully, we can have a little bit more speed there. Obviously, McLaren now closing up on us here in the R&D. Now, as you see this little graph here on the screen, just hoping that we can get another 8th place finish in Italy, I'm sure. Now, as we do make another major upgrade that hopefully will be successful. So I will see you guys in the next one for the Italian Grand Prix. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.